The day my pop, Reginald McDonald, the day he passed in 96, Stunner picked me up that same day. That same day. I got in the car, I had a little look on my face. He said his exact words was, "Look like you just lost your father. What's wrong?"
Since 2003, I'm about to hit this.
So you been gone?
I've been gone for 14 summers, man. You hear me? But I ain't swum since 2003.
Forward to 2019. He escaped from Morehouse Detention Center, just outside of Monroe. He was caught the same day, but in Texas.
And guess who's right at the center of it? Antoine Massey, the same dude who broke out of jail and instantly hopped online to mock the police like it was a game. So what's the real tea here? It goes back generations. We're talking about some deep-rooted, old head ties between Weezy's pops. Welcome to new viral drama, where the industry's dirtiest secrets ain't safe no more. We're snatching them straight out of the vault and dropping them in your lap. Raw, loud, and uncut. Now, Lil Wayne, yeah, Weezy himself, better have his lawyer on standby, because word on the street is he's low-key tied to that wild prison escape out in New Orleans. Rabbit and Antoine's father, Big Twine. That ain't just some small-town coincidence. It's a connection that's got the feds raising eyebrows. Even if it's a stretch, they're sniffing around and might just drag Wayne in for some questioning. Let's get this straight. Lil Wayne ain't been hit with no charges, and he hasn't been named a suspect. But that hasn't stopped folks from throwing his name into the mix, online and in the streets. And honestly, it ain't so far-fetched. Antoine Massey ain't no random face. If Big Twine and Rabbit really used to roll in the same New Orleans circles, you already know the feds are treating that as a serious lead. And here's what really turns up the heat. Wayne was crazy close with Rabbit. That was his OG, his rock. So now everybody's wondering, how much does Weezy really know? Wayne's always kept it real about how much his pops meant to him. He straight up said Rabbit was the reason he even became Lil Wayne. So if Rabbit and Big Twine, Antoine's father, were really locked in like that back in the day, folks are now asking just how deep those roots go and whether those street ties got passed down without anyone even noticing. Now let's be clear. Wayne and Antoine, they ain't known to be tight. No flicks, no DMS, no videos, nothing out there linking them directly. But we're talking New Orleans, baby. That city's history runs thick, and everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. So when Antoine busted out of prison and started clowning the cops on social media like it was a skit, all eyes turned straight to the industry side. And of course, Wayne's name starts swirling. Add to that his own messy past with the law. We ain't forget them gun charges.
Dennis, with Assured Supervision Accountability Program, or ASAP, an electronic monitoring company, says Massey was a red flag from the start.
The drug case and that Rikers Island bid back in 2010. Even though he's been chilling lately and staying low-key, the streets and the feds never forget. His name still hits like an alarm bell when things get hot. Now, this don't mean Wayne's guilty of anything. But when you're a megastar with deep family ties to the same blocks that birthed a fugitive like Antoine Massey, you bet law enforcement's gonna start poking around. That's just how it works. They don't need proof, just a reason to dig. And right now, they just might be warming up the shovel. At this point, nobody knows for sure if Weezy's gonna get that call from the feds. But with deep family links, a criminal history in his rear view, and his name ringing bells worldwide, Wayne ain't exactly out of the conversation. Let's break it down. This dude Massey is doing the most. He's got full-on chess pieces tattooed across his face and forehead. You'd think that'd make him stand out like a walking billboard, right? Nope. Somehow, this man dipped into thin air after busting out of a New Orleans jail on May 16th with 9 other inmates. And guess what? Almost 2 weeks later, he's still gone. Only 2 of them haven't been caught, Massey and another dude named Derek Groves. Both of them facing second-degree murder charges. That's not light work. Cops are in full manhunt mode. Groves is known to be a violent threat, charged with straight-up murder and manslaughter. But Massey, he's got people calling him the Houdini of Louisiana. No joke. This dude's pulled off at least 5 escapes, and that's just the ones we know about. His first breakout, back when he was still in juvie. So yeah, if you thought this was some rookie criminal, think again. This man been ghosting systems since he was a kid. Back in 2019, Massey pulled off another wild one. Dude straight ran out of Morehouse Parish Jail with another inmate.
Photos show a dislodged toilet inside one of the cells and the words "too easy" scribbled above, pointing to a hole where the inmates are believed to have escaped.
Hopped into a rental car like it was some movie scene and vanished. Who plans a whole jailbreak with what looked like an Uber outside? This man's got real-life GTA energy. Now fast forward to today, and law enforcement's convinced Massey masterminded this latest escape too. Word on the street is he had the whole playbook ready. We're talking hotel rooms already booked, food setups waiting, cash on standby, everything locked in, and here's the kicker. This man was running a Cash App hustle inside the jail. He wasn't just sitting around. He was out here building a mini criminal empire from behind bars. Well, the jail setup was a disaster waiting to happen. The locks were trash, broken down. Massey and crew spent 20 whole minutes jimmying a busted sliding door, slipping into another cell, and ripping a toilet sink combo off the wall. Behind it, a pipe chase with steel bars, and get this, they sliced through those bars with electric hair clippers. Let that sink in. Meanwhile, the maintenance guy, Sterling Williams again, shut the water off so it wouldn't flood, then dipped. He claimed he was threatened with a shank, but come on. Add to that, the pod guard walked off to get food, and the civilian in charge of the security cameras was just gone. No eyes. Nobody batted an eye when the crew slid out into the loading dock, scaled the wall like it was a heist movie, tossed towels over the barbed wire, and sprinted across the I-10 like they were scoring a touchdown. And to make it even sneakier, some of these fools had the nerve to bolt the toilet back onto the wall before disappearing, like they were cleaning up the scene or something. In just a few days, they snatched up the bulk of the escapees. Lenton Van Buren Jr., Leo Tate Sr., Dick Keenan, Dennis, Gary Price, Robert Moody, Kendall Miles, Corey Boyd, and Jermaine Donald. One by one, they all got scooped up and dragged back to lockup. Sterling Williams, the jail worker who claimed he got threatened, is now facing 10 counts of being a principal to simple escape plus malfeasance in office. That's not light work.
State lawmaker calls on Sheriff Susan Hudson to step down after the jailbreak. Andres Fuentes reports the Attorney General would rather Hudson work through the investigation into this escape.
3 other jail employees got suspended without pay, and 1 more has already been booked. But it didn't stop at the inside. Outside the fence, things got dirtier. Cops arrested 5 friends and family members who were hiding the escapees. 2 women got charged as accessories after the fact, and 4 people linked to Van Buren got caught thinking a weekend hideout would be slick. Authorities are making it crystal clear. More insiders had to be in on this. Let's be real for a second. Ain't nobody slicing through steel bars with clippers, wrecking the plumbing, and strolling out a loading dock like it's lunchtime unless the whole place was already halfway unlocked. So, yeah, while that escape looked slick for a hot minute, the manhunt came in swinging and slapped all the shine off real quick. 8 of the 10 are already back in jumpsuits, locked down. The other 2, still out there. And everyone who so much as handed over a snack or a phone call, they're swapping selfies for mugshots. It's a full-on domino effect. And now everybody, even slightly linked to this chaos, got something to say. First up, Sheriff Susan Hudson. She runs Orleans Parish Jail, and she stepped up and said what most folks in her position would never admit. This one's on me. That's right, she owned it. She admitted the jail's been falling apart. Busted locks, thin staff, no resources. But she didn't stop there. She also hinted that this wasn't just about broken doors. It was about people on the inside opening them. Whether that means physically or behind the scenes, someone let this happen. Then you got DA Jason Williams, and he ain't pulling no punches either. He straight up said, 10 dangerous men don't just claw through concrete and barbed wire without some kind of help. But here's the thing. How do you ask for more money when the system you're running can't even keep people from busting out through a toilet? And while all this drama's unfolding, don't forget, Antoine Massey and Derek Groves are still on the run. The state's now offering $20,000 rewards for each of them. That's how serious it's gotten. Officials already warned, if you're caught helping them, you're going down with them. No excuses, no passes. But here's the gag. This didn't just rattle the jail's leadership. This entire scandal has the public on fire. Trust in the New Orleans justice system was already hanging by a thread, and now that thread just snapped. Former inmates, activists, and insiders are speaking out loud, calling the jail conditions inhumane, broken down, and completely unfit. Let's be real. This escape ain't the disease. It's the symptom. Yeah, individual people made shady moves, but the whole structure has been cracking for years. From broken locks to empty guard stations to leadership ducking accountability. This system didn't just fail, it collapsed in plain sight. And now the spotlight's burning brighter than ever. And what about Lil Wayne? Will the feds rope him deeper into this mess because of his family's old ties? Is he just caught in the crossfire? Or is he about to get dragged into the heat? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video if you're as shook as we are. Don't forget to turn on that bell so you don't miss the next wild update. See you in the next video. It's only getting messier from here.